Hey guys, thanks for joining me with Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and we're here at Origins 2019. This is the last day, so Sunday, so we're all really tired, but I was able to swing over and check out Iello Games. They have some awesome new games available, and they have a brand new line that we're also going to introduce here. So I have Diana and Chrysalie that are going to be showing me all these cool games. And so, can you guys tell me a little bit about this? So first, let's talk about the new line that you guys have available.
Yeah, so our new line is called Loki, and it's owned by Iello. And what we wanted to do there is create a brand that's creative, imaginative, fun, and also very educational for the kids. It is a kids line, but it is for the whole family as well. As in true Iello nature, which we like to incorporate all of the families to come in and game with us and really inspire them to get into even further, bigger concepts of gaming. So it's meant to be educational in the sense that some of the items or some of the games teach memory, help improve dexterity, teach them the concepts of card drafting, also tile placement and territory control. Also push your luck elements, which are super fun sometimes with kids. You know how that could be. But we have a great line, and we're really proud of it, and we're really hoping that everybody enjoys it, and it brings the families further together when it comes to gaming.
And Chrysalie, you had showed me some other games, so what other things are we going to take a look at today?
So we have a lot of new titles coming up, from Ishtar to a new expansion for 8-Bit Box to a new mini game, Ninja Academy, as well as Little Town. So just wait and see.
Cool, so let's go ahead and take a look at these new exciting titles.
So this is Little Town. It is a 2 to 4 player game, about 45 minutes in length. It is a family strategy game where you are a farmer trying to create the best little town that you can by placing workers, placing the tiles of buildings that you want to harvest, and resource management by trying to gather as much wood, stone, water, and wheat as you can. There are also objective cards that you would use to try and complete tasks by the end of the game and score the most victory points. So this is Ishtar. Ishtar is going to be a pre-release in August for Gen Con and then released for retail in October. It is a tile placement game where the Queen of Babylon has tasked her gardener with creating the most magnificent gardens in the land. This is in a desert, of course. So this is obviously a terrific feat. So the gardener cries out in despair, and the goddess Ishtar hears him and decides to help. She takes his tears and creates these magnificent fountains in the desert that have everlasting water. You are tasked to try and compete against your fellow teammate or players to create the most magnificent gardens by collecting gems with your tiles, paying for actions with your gems, and as well as trees to add up to the most victory points and control each of the fountains. This is Kanagawa, another Bruno Cathala game. It is 2 to 4 players, and it's basically you are an artist, an apprentice artist in a studio trying to learn how to paint the most magnificent landscape painting. The newest expansion is for Kanagawa is called Yokai. This adds multiple lesson cards as well as diplomas to add to your victory points, and the Yokai feature, which are the little meeple people that you would collect throughout the game to add to your victory points in diplomas, but you want to make sure that you get rid of the Yokai by the end by passing them off to other players, because they do count against you. It introduces the lesson cards with the kite, the lantern, and the umbrella. This is Ninja Academy. Ninja Academy is one of our newest mini games. It is about 3 to 5 players and takes about 20 minutes. You are all ninjas in the academy trying to fight to see who is the best ninja of them all, or the Ninja-datorian, as they say. There are summoning cards based on how many ninjas are playing, in which you'll compete in collective trials or duels against each other and score victory points based on who completes the task the best. So here in a duel, we have an example. On the back, you should take 4 of the meeple people, toss them in the air, and try and land 1 lying ninja, 1 planking ninja, 1 handstand ninja, and 1 standing ninja. And the fastest ninja to do this wins the victory points associated in the top right corner. And the box is made of a little mini dojo that some of the tasks require you to complete. So this is Double Rumble, our newest expansion cartridge for the 8-bit box console system. It is a fighting game where pollution has overrun the city, which creates tons of criminal activity, and it is you can play solo or with a partner to rid the city of the enemies and mob bosses in 4 rounds, each round getting more challenging. And there are 6 characters to play with, so you never run out of too many lives. There is the dice that help you fight against the enemies, as well as the Fury control on your controller, and the equipment that you can use to keep the fun playing. It's about 45 minutes in length and 1 to 2 players.
So what we have here is SOS Dino. It's part of our Loki brand. It's ages 7+ that could play 1 to 4 players, and the playtime is about 25 minutes. In SOS Dino, you are a group of cool dinosaurs that are trying to avoid the lava flow, gain your victory points by collecting the eggs around the board, and get to the top of the mountain here. So you will play as all 4 dinosaurs. It is a collaborative game, so all of you will work together to get to the top of the mountain. The cool element about SOS Dino is a little bit push your luck, so that means that you'll be reaching into the bag and looking at the tiles here, and so the tiles will indicate which volcano they're tied to in terms of lava flow and what dinosaurs cannot move during that round. So it makes it really unique in that level. You also have, like in any cool dinosaur game, you'll have meteorites that could strike. So depending on the level of the child and their understanding, you might say that it might hit the dinosaur and terminate their life at that end. So you could say that they're sleeping, or that they've been eliminated from the game. But the cool thing is that they get to play as the other dinosaurs as well. So it makes it really fun. Again, it falls under the Loki line, and all the family can play for it. Here we have Troll and Dragon. It's ages 7+, and it plays 2 to 5 players. It's about 20 minutes of game time, again under our Loki brand. And so what elements are in play here are basically you have these resources, these diamonds that come into play. They're in this cave and they're hidden away. What has happened is that the king is really greedy and he really wants to get all the diamonds he can. So he has enlisted your help in order to get as many resources as possible, all the value in the diamonds. And so you have a few dice that come into play here, and then you gather resources or you fight off, or there's different actions that are tied in with this game. And you also have a number value system that is also tied in the back of the character cards. And it makes it really fun. It is everybody is for themselves on this, so it is versus. Farmini is ages 5+. It plays 1 to 4 players. It's about 15-minute play time, but it is dependent on the child and how quickly they understand the concepts. So what it is that this is set up for a 1-player game right now, but you have 4 tiles that get put down here, and they reveal things as you play the game. So for this just happened to be the wolf who loves eating little piggies. So that means that if you have any piggies out here in your farm and they're not within a fence, then that means that the piggy has to go all the way back here. It has been assumed eaten by the wolf. And so you'll replenish the card, and everybody will take turns in building their territory. So there's very strategic elements, territory control and management. You'll add the little figures here which are the goats, the chickens, and the pigs. And these are some of the cards in which you can find. This is how you gain resources. They'll be revealed as, oh, you've obtained a goat, you've obtained a chicken, and then you add them here as they come out. And then you just got to be very careful about the wolf coming out and eating your livestock. And for the little ones, you could say that they just have to be put back in the box. Muenster Carousel, which I always say incorrectly, plays ages 4 plus, 1 to 6 players. It takes about 15 minutes. It is not yet released. It should be out in October, November with Essen. And what the objective is that you've come across this cool carousel, and Muenster Carousel here indicates where it is that you're going to place a child. You pick whichever one. You add them in, and the players have to memorize what is underneath this child, what animal that they are riding on the carousel. So as they add in more players, you'll introduce the dice element, you'll pull a different color, and now they have to remember what was in here. So if the child guesses that correctly, then they get to continue riding the carousel, and they get to add more rays of sunshine. So that means that it is in full operation. If they guess it incorrectly, then unfortunately some more rain starts to come upon that area. And if it rains completely out, then they've lost the game. It is a collaborative game, but you can go in and try to win it out and get more rays of sunshine. Once you have filled all of the rays of sunshine, then you can consider yourself have won the game. The other cool thing about Muenster Carousel is that you have these elements that are within here. It's an easy setup, and it also promotes dexterity, and you have different difficulty levels for the children. So it plays ages 4 plus, but it's meant to grow with the children. And if you have a little bit older children, then you can use different complexity levels for memorization. So you can see different elements get added in, like you have trucks, motorcycles, and here in level 3 you have like an ostrich, so it makes it a little bit harder. You will also note that here on the first level, you have the giraffes, both on the yellow spaces. On more complicated games, they do not line up, and therefore it challenges the child on a different level. And that is Muenster Carousel.
Well, thank you so much, ladies, for taking me through those games. That is really exciting, and that new line that you guys have looks really interesting. It's so exciting to see that you guys have a new line that is going to be introducing these interesting titles and ways of playing for young kids and families, which, as the gaming community, there are some things out there, but nothing quite like this, which is really cool. So it's really exciting. Let's start them young and get them in this hobby so that we can enjoy playing those games with all our families as well. And those other titles looked really exciting. I'm personally excited about the 8-bit. I'm old school. I remember playing the old Nintendo. So seeing especially that fighting game is really exciting. So I can't wait to dig into some of those. And so when are some of these titles going to be available? Are some of them out now, or when should we start seeing these?
So SOS Dino, Troll and Dragon, Farmini are out now.
Okay.
We're adding new items to the line. So those we can expect to see in Gen Con and also in Essen Spiel. And we have Muenster Carousel, which should be out October, November,
Okay.
Along those lines. But we always keep adding new titles. It's been a big year for us,
Yeah, definitely.
and we had a lot of new releases, and we're really excited about all of them.
Great. And then what about some of the other ones like the 8-bit stuff and all that?
So Little Town and the Double Rumble for 8-bit box are going to be July.
Okay.
Then we have Ninja Academy, which is for Gen Con,
Okay.
as well as the pre-release for Ishtar's at Gen Con.
I think that was all of them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all of them. We have so many titles. Oh
I
my
know.
goodness, going through all of them.
Well, that sounds really exciting. So for those of you guys that are going to be heading off to Gen Con, definitely swing by the Iello booth early, grab your copies of those awesome new games. And for those of you that are looking for new titles right away, there are some coming right away. So you guys have plenty of stuff to look forward to. And for the families out there, you have a brand new line of games you get to try and play with even your young kids. So really exciting times. Thank you as always for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, drop them below. Also consider hitting that subscribe button and liking me. Love to talk with you guys as well. And so I will see you next time. Thank you again, and see you later.